Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
Thank you very much, Nelson. I just want everyone to know that we started this recording not totally sure if it will even work, which is the spirit we go into most episodes, which is if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's no skin off our nose.
Yeah.
And largely they have worked, and that annoys us a lot.
Yeah. Because as we've said, if we miss a week, then we'll never do the podcast ever again. And so we're just really hoping that something out of our control means that we can't do it. Hey, this is a kind of a weird question. We're speaking through an app online.
Yeah.
Do you have the layout where you can see yourself at the same size as me? Or do you have me focused?
I have you focused.
Yeah, see, I've just realized that I have me the same size as you. And I thought, why do I do that?
It's interesting to know between the two of us.
Vanity, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there a way to have you small and me big?
I actually think there is, yeah. The thing that does annoy me a little bit is even when it minimizes me, I still feel like I'm too big in the frame.
All right.
It doesn't minimize you that much.
Would you ever not have yourself on there? And this is like common in like work calls and stuff as well.
If it was just a call not for content, yes. But like this program that we're using sometimes can give us a clip or something like that.
Yeah.
So just to know that I'm not like, out of the frame or talking off mic or something like that, I would for that reason.
Yeah, that's good. See, I don't think I could ever, like even at work, right? Because I think there is the ability to be like, just don't show me at all. I feel like I always have to have me in there. I don't know. I just feel like uncomfortable not being able to see myself, which is stupid because in real life, no one ever looks at themselves while they're talking in any other circumstance. But when it comes to video calls, I'm like, no, I need to see what I look like at all times. And also I should be at least the same size as the other person. I think that's what a lot of people think.
That is what a lot of people think.
I'm not the weird one.
I will say this. I use this at work. And there is one host that is like, I must always be the same size as the guest. I must always see myself as the same size as the guest.
Yeah, no, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah, and it tracks.
Not insecure at all.
It tracks.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. We all know.
Hamish Blake.
Yeah. All right. It would be funny if it was him, wouldn't it? Just like all of a sudden you're like, oh, he seems so much nicer, but it's all a facade.
Yeah.
He's a real Ellen DeGeneres kind of figure. Anywho, let's get into it, Cambo. This first one is I've got too many windows open now. Hold on. I've got it. Okay. This one was by Call Me C, and it was in the subreddit Ask an Australian.
Oh my God,
what are we, Cambo?
We are fit for this job.
It's the only time. They said, what is an Australian thing that you didn't realize was Australia exclusive? Mine has got to be chicken salt. Was super shocked when I realized other countries don't have it. That and say, actually, I'm going to leave that one. There is another one, but I think there's a comment from somebody that's funnier that says the same thing. So I'll leave that. Okay. But yeah, chicken salt.
Yeah.
Do you guys not have chicken salt? Imagine
picture salt. Picture salt. You got it?
It's that you already love that, don't you?
Yeah.
Put it on your chips and everything.
Yum.
But then imagine, I was going to say chicken flavor, but like honestly, I don't really know.
Yeah. It's meant to be put on chicken.
Yeah.
But we put it on everything.
On everything. Imagine, you know what? Increase the deliciousness of salt by like, what do you reckon? 35%.
I like that you didn't go crazy with it. You're not like, it's 1,000 times better. It's not. It is just marginally better though.
It's just like there's no reason to otherwise has no, actually that's stupid as well. It's not like I put chicken salt as a replacement for salt in every situation. It's really salt, very much like because it has its own flavor, so it's like more on chips or like on stuff where you really want to taste the seasoning a lot.
Yeah. Oh, it is at its best when it is at like a suburban fish and chip store.
Yeah.
and they say, "Mate, you want some chicken salt on that?" And you go,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah."
They would be better off asking if you didn't want chicken salt, because I feel like the default for most Australians is yes. And it should be assumed that you're going to have it unless you don't want it.
Sometimes the worst thing in the world to me is if I go and get fish and chips and then I bring it back to wherever we're going to eat it and someone goes, "Oh, did you get chicken salt?"
Yeah.
And you realize you didn't.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
Yeah.
Because I think it is because of even though it's super delicious, it's 35% better than regular salt, some would say. Because it's not really that, I'm not using it in cooking at home.
No.
So there is the chances to, when you're out, forget in prime situations to add it.
Yeah.
But so I totally understand that. All right, should we get into some other ones?
Yes.
Here. Do you have any in particular that you can think of?
The nut bush.
You surprised?
Not the song. I'm talking about the dance that gets done at weddings, Nelson.
Yes.
The world knows the song Nut Bush City Limit.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't. If somebody was like, I don't know that.
Well,
song,
I wouldn't be that shocked. but it was an 80s kind of poppy little ditty.
Who was that by?
Tina Turner, I think.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I knew it was somebody like, yeah. Tina Turner.
Yeah, yeah. But for some reason, at Australia, mostly at a wedding, and in fact, I got to experience this via some friends of ours from overseas, is the confusion on people's face if they go to a wedding and that song comes on and everyone knows the same dance.
Yeah.
And it's a very uniformed, very organized dance.
Well, it's like the Macarena.
It's like
everybody
the
knows the Macarena.
Yeah.
It's Macarena, but foot-based.
It is foot-based, a lot of jumping and twirling in the nut bush.
Yeah.
And everyone gets it. It's a kind of, I guess, like line dancing. Everyone gets in lines and forms a grid and does the nut bush.
I like the idea of this, though. It's sad to me that we haven't had an updated version, like a newer song that's come out where everybody's like, hey, there's this dance associated with it.
Yeah.
How did that start? I don't know how that started, especially for something like the Nut Bush, which is by Tina Turner. It's not like, a uniquely Australian song. How did we? Yeah.
It's not You're the Voice by John Farnham or something where it's like, that's an Aussie classic.
Yeah, that's right. That would make more sense. I don't know how the dance started and how it became so well known. You'd get taught it in primary schools, I guess, at a certain point, and that's kind of where it becomes the thing.
Yeah, like a school disco or something.
Yeah, but I want like a new. I feel like the closest we've gotten is like Gangnam Style. that's the closest society has gotten.
Yeah, to doing a new novelty dance that everyone knows.
Yeah, actually, I want everybody to write in if there is one in their country.
Yeah.
That is like, oh, everybody knows how to do this dance.
Yeah. And there's
this is like the Time Warp as well. It's like another one where everybody kind of knows. But,
and then you, like you said, the Macarena.
Mm-hmm. Macarena, yeah. Go to 10 said lemon, lime, and bitters is very much a trans-Tasman drink.
Yeah.
And they've also mentioned Nut Bush.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Lemon, lime, and bitters.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Take lemon and lime.
I know what you're thinking.
Bitters.
Too sweet, just lemon and lime. Here's the trick.
Whack a little bit
just
of
a dash of bitters
in there. And then I would say it's 120% better than each of those individual ingredients.
Yeah, it's it's normally a Sprite lemonade, a little bit of lime cordial, and then a dash of bitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, very popular in pubs and stuff if you're not drinking.
That's what I was going to say. It's like the designated driver drink of choice.
It really
it's
is.
like, I want a little bit of something. I don't want it to be, even though it is kind of quite a sweet drink.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't associate it with the soft drink or soda. It's like a classier drink than Coke.
Yeah.
Or something like that, where people are like, oh, I can have this as a non-driver and it's just a little sweet treat for me. A little nice drink.
I've been told before, and there's no proof of this, so international listeners, please let us know, that the chip flavour, the potato chip flavour, light and tangy, is only in Australia.
Oh, yeah. I think I've heard that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have spoken about
Imagine chips.
Shapes. Yeah,
Imagine chips.
Yeah.
And they're pretty dense,
a bit
not all
light
that
and
tangy. Now imagine the opposite.
Yeah. Well, we've also spoken about Arnott shapes before.
Yeah.
Which I think one of the most delicious chip. Like, I mean,
it's like a biscuit.
It's like baked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a biscuit. But
not in the way that Americans
of
think of biscuits,
snacks.
like the breakfast biscuit.
Yeah, like what's like a comparison that's like how about like if you're putting cheese on a cracker, do you reckon? Like that I'm trying to compare it to something. I don't know.
It would
surely
be
something like that exists anyway.
It
It's
would
like
be more
baked
cracker
bread.
than what Americans think of as a biscuit.
Yeah, more cracker. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it's delicious. But and so you guys need to get onto that.
Yep. Kindry said, I remember when I visited a friend in Asia and we went for a birthday dinner second week in. We sung happy birthday, and at the end I confidently went hip hip to dead silence. Sometimes I still sit up and think about it.
I didn't know this was an Australian only thing.
Now, I don't know if it is Australian only. In my head, I thought England also did this.
Right, yeah. That seems to track, I feel like. Yeah, so at the end of the happy birthday song, you sing it as normal.
Yeah.
And then one person, which it causes a lot of confusion.
Whoever the peacock in the room is. It's normally like you can pick who's going to be the hip hip person. And sometimes you look around and you're like, oh shit, it's me.
Yeah.
I am the hip hip person.
I am the alpha in this room. I need to start the hip hip. But somebody say hip hip, and then the rest of the chorus says hooray.
Yes. And you do that thrice.
Three times.
Thrice.
Yeah. And I think I remember, it's funny, right? Because I know I've mentioned on the podcast before, I was impressed because I went to a young kid's birthday. And like you said, sometimes it's like, who's the person that's going to do the hip hip in the room? Sometimes it's like a parent or something, but there's no designated person, and sometimes can be awkward. Usually what happens, sometimes there's a couple of people that think they're the hip hip person, and it feels awkward that they say it at different times, maybe like slightly different intervals for the hip hip. And anyway, it gets very confusing. But I went to this kid's birthday party, and he, as a birthday child, did the hip hips. And I thought, that's a brilliant solution.
Yeah.
Be part of it. But I know I've spoken about that on the podcast before, that exact story.
Yeah.
And just assumed everyone knew what I was talking about.
How you're talking about.
Yeah.
Can I skip to one that I find really interesting, and it can't be true? This is from Needs More Snakes.
Yeah.
And they said alternate drop catering.
That can't be true.
We need people to write in and confirm this. So at an event like a wedding,
I'd say mainly a wedding.
Mainly, yeah. Maybe if it's like a work dinner or like a charity dinner or something, they might do the same.
Yeah.
But mainly weddings, if there's two options like chicken or beef, they will just, instead of like working out what everyone wants beyond vegetarian or whatever, it just goes chicken, beef, chicken, beef, chicken, beef, chicken, beef.
Yeah.
In alternative drop.
You alternate per guest, so that way sometimes, and what it leads to usually is like people that are in partners.
Yeah,
one might be like, oh, I really don't want the fish, and then you'd be like, well, okay, you can have the chicken that I got instead of.
But I will
like
be having your dessert.
Yeah. There are negotiations like that quite often, but. Yeah, that does really surprise me. Yeah. Actually, I didn't. Well, I feel like we need more confirmation. They said that in a comment further down, they said it was to a very confused English woman. So,
yeah, maybe. Yeah, please let us know. I'm genuinely curious. That can't be an Australian thing only, surely.
Yeah. Okay. Is that it? What have we done? What's the time? How long have we? Who am I? Where am I? All right, I think we should probably
okay,
move on
Nelson?
to Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit was posted to us by Mooncrab82, but it was originally by Ordinary Scholar 202. What are some tricks in bed that everyone should know?
Ooh, this is a saucy post, Nelson. And
Pretty
I don't
spicy.
mind sharing with you in the public. I'd love some tricks in bed.
Oh, yeah.
I am excited to hear what knowledge people are going to drop on us.
Yep.
Because, I'm looking to spice things up.
This is from Nanproth54. Try keeping a tooth under your pillow before going to bed. Next morning, there'll be some money under the pillow, but no tooth.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Here's another trick, Cambo, for those who don't know. Put some money under your pillow in the morning, tooth.
Oh, so it works in reverse.
It works both ways. It's just not often people put money under their pillows.
And just confirming, does it have to be my tooth?
No.
Yeah,
it can be anybody's teeth.
Yeah, I can get teeth. If I can get my hands on a bunch of teeth, I will be rolling in it, Nelson.
Yeah. Hey, can I ask? Did you do this like when you were younger?
Yes, yeah.
Because I know that obviously, like everybody knows about the
Yeah.
tooth fairy, but I'm not sure people do it the same way. So you put your tooth under your pillow?
Yeah, and now I'm struggling to remember because I also have a memory of putting it under a glass.
Okay, yeah. See, in our family,
Yeah.
we would put it in a glass of water for some reason, like just a shallow glass of water. I think that was partly because I imagine my mum was like, this is kind of a gross thing to just have out.
Yeah.
So if you put it in a glass of water, it's like, maybe it won't smell or something. Or...
I think I put it on like an upside down glass over it, like a dome.
Right, yeah.
And I suspect that both of our parents are like, that is easier than trying to get under the pillow while he's on it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised that. Oh, I want to know how common it is in other places.
Yeah.
That people actually put it under the pillow. So I'm like, surely you're way more likely to be caught with your hand under the head of your child trying to slip some money underneath.
Yeah.
Like, also we have, I imagine this. I don't know. Might have stemmed from America. It's just how I assume most things happening. And like, I imagine a $1 bill note is maybe easier to slip under than what we would have is just a couple of coins.
Bit of shrapnel, as we call it.
Bit of shrapnel. But I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't had that
Okay,
experience.
look, Nelson, that was a silly one, obviously. But there's a really good one from Dunsmuir. And this is how to really, spice things up in the bedroom. They say, don't try and get up real fast while your body is relaxed, or you could pull out your back or tweak your neck. Get up slowly and make preemptive groaning noises.
Oh, love them groaning noises.
I think me and Stacey will be trying this one tomorrow morning.
I do like the idea, like just as a side here, why are people so quickly getting out of bed?
The only time that ever happens is if you're like, I can hear the garbage truck and I haven't put the bin out. Is the quickest you'll ever get out of bed.
Yeah.
Or
like,
the
oh my
sound-
God, I hear some water pouring onto the ground.
Sound of a cat about to vomit will get you up pretty quick.
Yeah. Like nobody's just casually getting out of bed real quick.
Yeah.
You know? Nice Cat, Big and Strong said you can skip time by sleeping. That's actually a pretty good tactic. People don't realize that time machines have been invented. It's a bed and sleep.
Yeah. Do you want to do the next one as well?
I do want to do this one because I actually really like this method.
And look, we should say the other ones have been quite silly, obviously. People have been kind of playing up. This person's obviously asking for advice in bed, some tricks in bed. So, this is the
very good advice by Chrono Convoy. The vent foot method. Do you have trouble maintaining body temperature?
I do.
Leave a bare foot out from the covers while falling asleep and it will regulate all night. cats know what I'm talking about. Always leave the vent foot.
Yeah.
This one absolutely is a good. I often leave my foot out. I actually go to the extent it's been harder since I've honestly been with Ellen or had a regular partner, because I would usually cocoon myself.
Oh.
And to do this, I'd slip a leg out to the side.
Yep.
And then I bring it back over the top of the sheets, which kind of, is like nice and cool. And then I'll turn a little bit so that I'm kind of covering that leg, but with like the outside of the covers, which is, I don't know why, but that's been able to be like, make me really comfortable. I feel like it's like temperature regulation thing. So I highly recommend doing this.
Wow. So the cocoon method.
Yeah.
I do like the idea that like Ordinary Scholar 202 was legitimately looking for some tricks to spice things up with their partner. They've even tagged it not safe for work, and everyone just got real wholesome with it.
Yeah. There is not one. I haven't seen one. Somebody said invest in a good mattress. Bloody great. That's good. I think the thing is, there's no tricks in the bed when it comes to sex, Cambo, unless you consider having a good mattress.
Oh, well, there is one though that says if you want to impress your partner in bed, do the worm. And that is true, actually. They would be impressed by doing the worm.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. An aphrodisiac, they say. All right, Kevin. I think we should get into Today I Advised. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Today I Learned. And also sometimes advice. This Today I Learned was by Tyrion 2024. Today I learned a South Korean woman holds the world record for the most failed attempts of a driver's license test. She finally passed in 2010 after spending well over $10,000 in total to take the test 960 times.
Jeez.
There has to be a limit.
There must be.
What?
Because as she drove out of there, surely they're like, she wasn't great.
Yeah. Like we shouldn't have.
And I think
we probably shouldn't have done that.
I think maybe we caught her on a good day is what's happened here.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
But she's so broken that she's right once every 960 times. Like that is not a good measurement. Because like, even if somebody's a bad driver, but like, 1 in 2, maybe 1 in 3 times they're okay. That's much safer than somebody being okay 1 in 960 times. Like how, and I don't know what it's like in other parts of the world. And I do believe that since perhaps we've got our licenses, and I've even heard people older than us going for their license, and their stories were wild about how easy it was to get.
Yeah.
I remember somebody telling me, maybe it was my dad or somebody else that was like, oh yeah, first at that time you had to get your driver's license just with the police. So you'd go to like your local station, book it in with your local police station or whatever. And so they said, oh yeah, first we went to the butcher and picked up a bunch of meat for him, and then we went to the alcohol shop and bought a bunch of alcohol, and then drove back to the police station because he was having a barbecue that night and wanted to get his chores done. It's like that was the test.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I love the idea of back then you could bring a police officer like a 6-pack of beer and go, shall we get in the car and go for a drive?
Yeah, exactly. I also remember my friend, so obviously who had done around the same time as me. He said the instructor would there was two things. One was when he was changing lanes, the guy was like, oh okay, like change lanes, which I don't even think they meant to say. I think they meant to be like, we're going to take the next left, and then it's up to you to be like, okay, I need to change lanes. Yeah. But so he's like, all right, yeah, change lanes. And then the instructor's like looking to check for traffic. And he's like, okay, yeah, go now. And so my friend was like, well, I can't fail this test if I go when he says to say, like, go. And then also we had to do, like, as part of our license, you had to do a slow maneuver. I don't know how common that is, but it was like parallel parking or
three-point turn. Yeah.
3-point turn, stuff like that. And so he had to do one once that was, I think maybe his was a parallel park or something, because it's even like 45-degree angle parks, which are like so much easier. Yeah. But the guy, they got back to the Vic Rhodes place where he was taking the test, and the guy's like, "Oh, I forgot to do a slow maneuver. Oh, okay, just pull into this one straight ahead of us." Like he just had to drive straight, and even then, the guy was like, "Yeah, okay, keep going. All right, stop." Told him when to stop in the spot. That is so insane. He was like, "Okay." So he felt very confident after
you would when the instructor's doing half the stuff for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But yeah, maybe they're just super strict in South Korea. Can be.
I'm hoping that's the thing. I find, like, I wouldn't say that I'm like a world-class parker or anything, but I do fine. But I love watching people try and parallel park.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So the street that I park on at the front of my work is all parallel parking.
Yeah.
And they can be pretty tight sometimes. These spots are not huge. However, one morning I parked there. There's a car in front of me, and then there was a space and then another car. And I'll say all of these cars, including mine, were quite small. So it was a generous spacing.
Yeah.
A car came that was even smaller than mine. I have a pretty small compact car, but it was like a micro hatchback.
Yeah.
And I watched this person for about 4 minutes try slowly and then become 90 degrees and go, I've turned too much, and then go out and then start and not turning enough. And then eventually they just drove off.
Oh, no.
And I actually thought, like, oh, my perspective must be wrong. Like, from where I'm viewing, it must just look bigger. Because that car was tiny and they couldn't fit.
Yeah.
So when I got out, I did double back and look.
Yeah.
It was the biggest spot I've ever seen, Nelson.
Yeah. Plenty of space.
If I saw that in the morning, I'd be like, oh my God, what a win this is.
Yeah. Do you know, it's funny. There was a trick my dad taught me when he was teaching me to parallel park that I actually don't even think I've asked other people this before if they know this trick, and they have said they've never heard of it before. And it helps me parallel park immensely. There's like meant to be, I don't know, like 5 different things you check for. I only just remember this one thing.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the same one I wonder if it's the same one that I do.
Yeah. So it's like for the car in front, obviously it only helps if there's a car in front of one of the spots. You line up like your passenger back door to the back of their boot, kind of. And then that's kind of when you start turning and going back at the same time.
Yeah.
And that just little thing is enough. Oh, and you're meant to be a certain distance away from them, because obviously if you're too close, whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna.
And I've gotten now to the point where I'm like, I'm not conscious of the distance I am away, but I just know that it's the right sort of distance. But then I get to the point of like, back door with roughly their boot. And again, I'm not like measuring it exactly, but I'm like, close enough. And I feel like that gives me a, like 80% success rate first time going in, you know? But I know a lot of people haven't like heard of that before. Yeah. Is that the same one that you were taught?
It's not. It's this basic same method. Mine was, I think, the wing mirror on your car at like the center point of their car.
Oh,
which roughly is the same thing.
Right, for the same thing. We've just got different.
It's like
points of
once
reference.
your mirror kind of passes the bridge between their two doors, you can start turning. The thing that does throw it off, I will say, is in Australia there has been a influx of large American style pickup trucks that are longer than you think.
Much harder to judge.
And the boot by the back wheel might actually be a better indication of that.
Right, yeah.
Because, when you hit the center of the doors, there is actually still more car than you think.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true. Interesting. Anyway, the point is, this lady should not have passed her test, and I can't believe that they weren't like after 100 times.
Yeah, yeah.
Be like, you can't. I'm sorry, but you can't get your license
Yeah.
anymore. Like that. Why doesn't the law allow for cases like this where we just say, hey, you know what? We tried to be fair, and you just couldn't reach the bar that the rest of us managed to.
I like to
jump
think
over.
that going for your license in South Korea is free, but on her 960th time, she took in $10,000.
Yeah, what a quinky dink that was. Yeah. That's funny. That's a good idea. All right, let's get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by JC Miller, 23. 5 stars being the default leaves no room to reward people who go the extra mile.
Yeah. I think that people are too weird about star ratings in general.
Go on.
Okay, well, first of all, let's normalize 2.5 stars being fine. Like I use Letterboxd, right? The movie app. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll pop in a movie and I'll put 2.5 stars, and people go, "Oh man, I really liked that." It's like, yeah, no, I liked it too. I thought it was pretty good.
It was worth 2.5 stars.
2.5 stars is
I
like,
think that's the point that this person's trying. I think you agree with this person, don't you?
But I thought they were saying that like they want to be able to give a 6th star if someone really goes above and beyond.
Well, I think reading between the lines, they're saying if the standard was 2.5 stars, then you could rate someone 5 stars for giving a good job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes.
So you're on par with this person. They're saying we should normalize a 2.5 being absolutely standard.
What this is, and again, I could be being too specific to the app Letterboxd, which I use, is you give 5 stars, but then there's also a heart. And if you really like something, if you 5 stars and a heart something, Nelson, that's a big deal.
Whoa.
That's going the extra mile.
Letterboxd has realized this exact problem. They'd be like, oh, too many people just 5-star everything.
For example,
you need a little indication.
Here's where the star came in handy. Recently, I watched the awful Amazon Prime original War of the Worlds with Ice Cube.
Yeah.
And I gave it 0.5 star, but a heart. Because I wanted people to know I loved it. It's a terrible movie. It's 0.5 star, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And I think adding the little heart, it really is to be like, I just want to give this a little extra acknowledgement.
Yeah, okay. So like perhaps for The Room, you might also give it
that's 0.5 star, but a heart. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, that's good. Yeah, it's funny because I feel like I've now conditioned myself to the idea that we give everything 5 stars when they're just like perfectly fine, nothing necessarily wrong with them. Yeah, because actually, a better system is, or another system that I see a lot, use a lot, is what Steam does for video games. People can either recommend or not recommend a game. And then obviously it eventually gives a percentage rating. I think that in general is a better system because I like the idea of specifically asking the question to somebody, would you recommend this?
Yeah.
Because I think that gives a different, vibe to a star rating.
Yeah.
But it's still not foolproof.
No.
Because I think people err on the side of like, in video games that can be like so complex and have a lot of depth and like, you're looking at things like the graphics and how did that work, and then the UI, and it's not just about like the gameplay itself. There's story involved. There's all these different elements. So I think some people are inclined to recommend games a little bit more because they might be like, well, I didn't have fun playing it, but they did some amazing graphic. That's like a really common thing. I think people give them the benefit of the doubt to be like, oh, well, yeah, it was a boring game. One recently I heard was the game Mafia that came out. They said, man, it looks amazing. It's like old school Italy, like Sicily or something, you know, amount of views around the time of Mafia. And, but the gameplay is really, really boring. And so it doesn't work for that system. But now what I've learned is, so it ends up giving a percentage, right, of people that recommended or didn't. I've learned that if a game is not in the 90th percentile, I won't like it. Or the chances are high that I won't like it.
That's interesting.
Because it's such a default to be like, yeah, it's fine. I'll give it a recommend.
Yeah, wow.
So like something that's 85, like no, I will, and I still will get tripped up on it. Occasionally be like, I'll pay anyway, and then most of the time I really won't like it. So yeah, it's funny.
Wow,
funny system.
It's good to know you're a snob.
I am a snob, Cambo. Let's move on and get into podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping. This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another thing and we do it ourselves. This week is my week, and what's really annoying is 2 weeks ago now was my week, and I skipped the week. But peek behind the curtain, listeners. By chance, I'm going away for like a couple of weekends. I'm going to miss a few Monday releases. So we did one recording on Sunday, and we're doing two today. It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there's only been one day in between.
Sorry, I should say this is Tuesday 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah. This is the last episode of this 3 that we're recording.
If a big world event has recently happened, they're like, it's so weird the boys didn't comment on it.
Yeah.
Now you know.
The aliens invaded and they said nothing. But somebody else broke the world record for longest time, more tests going for their driver's license. Didn't touch on that at all. Anyway, sorry guys about that if we missed it. Anyway, so I skipped, which is so stupid because really, if anything, I should have foregone because I was only giving myself an extra day.
Yeah, that's true.
In between to get something.
But at the time,
funny thing is,
didn't it feel good?
It felt so good to skip. Yeah, it felt so good. And the funny thing is, at the time, like I didn't then think, all right, Nelson. After we finished recording, I wasn't like, all right, time to get stuck into what podnapping I could do.
That's funny. I thought you would have got right in and stuck into that.
Yeah, weird that happened, isn't it? But coincidentally, people say the laziness doesn't pay off, Cambo, but I bloody tell you it does sometimes. Because while I was procrastinating, I was watching a YouTube show called the McElroy Family Funhouse. Mm-hmm. It's if we have regular people that like to listen to lots of different podcasts, you might have heard of the McElroys before. They've got a few different podcasts. They also do a YouTube series like once a week, maybe, or once every few days. I don't know. And what they did on the podcast is, I think, something we've done before, but I thought it was fun. They actually had their dad on the show, and what they've been doing, which I think is actually just a funny concept to begin with, is that so obviously they're all brothers. They've got their dad on, and their dad is getting them to do competitions, and each competition they'll be like inheriting an item of his when he dies. So this one was like all the popcorn boxes he had got, like like special edition popcorn boxes that he had accumulated. He has a collection of them, and it was like whoever wins this round, one of the sons is going to get it. Of course, none of them wanted it anyway.
Yeah, can I say that I relate to this in that we have a friend who has been collecting cups, like specialized movie memorabilia cups, for 15 years, maybe. Ish.
Probably
longer. And if he were to pass, and I hope he doesn't, and he leaves it to his wife, I just know they're going to go in the bin.
Straight away. Instantly.
Straight away. She'd love to put them in the bin right now, I imagine.
Yeah. That's right.
And there's too many to like display, so they're just in like boxes stored away.
No one's ever going to see them again. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting away from this whole.
Sorry.
The thing was, so his round of trivia that he was doing, he had 2 rounds, and I've decided to do both rounds, even though one of them you're going to realize is pretty loose and stupid. But the first round is something I think we've done before. It's called Lost in Translation. So I'm going to give you a movie title.
Yep.
What's something was
the movie
titled Overseas?
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
I'm going to give you the English translation.
Yep.
And you tell me what movie that is.
Okay.
Pretty easy. I feel like you should get them. The first one is The Teeth of the Sea.
Jaws.
Jaws. It is Jaws. Yeah. Okay. The next one, The Boy Who Drowned in Chocolate.
Is that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Isn't it wild that they focused on this detail? The Boy Who Drowned in Chocolate.
That one boy does drown in chocolate. So
that could be a drama, really, where they're like, "Oh my god, this boy drowned in chocolate," and then
we need to do like an inspection on the yeah. We'll do that. We'll do a gritty reboot of Willy Wonka, where they just investigate the boy that drowned in chocolate.
Yeah, I like that. I like that it actually stops there. Like the tour stops there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he drowned, and then we're like, okay, we've got to evacuate, and then like, all the Oompa Loompas are getting pulled into like rooms, separate like, rooms. How has Willy Wonka treated you? It uncovers.
Stop singing for a second. This is very serious.
Yeah. Sorry. You sung about the boy's death, did you? Oh, okay. Anyway, Mum, I missed the plane.
Home Alone.
Mum, I missed the plane. That's a pretty funny one too. This dead person is alive.
This dead person is this one's tripping me up. How obvious do you think this is?
Tricky. No, this one's trickier.
This dead person?
You'll know it.
Frankenstein?
I feel like no. Think less serious.
Less serious. This dead person is alive. Weekend at Bernie's?
It is Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah.
Well, he's not though.
Yeah, he's not. In fact, I'll admit that's exactly the joke they made on this episode. They were like, but he's not alive. To which I think Trevor said, it should be this dead person is alive as far as you know. This one I feel like you will know because I think the book was titled this or something similar. Rita Hayworth, The Key to Escape.
Yeah, the Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank Redemption, yeah.
That's a bit of a spoiler. It's called Rita Hayworth, The Key to Escape. I wonder where he's going to tunnel out of. Could it be behind the Rita Hayworth poster?
But is it only because you know that? You could think that if you saw the movie, you're like, she's going to turn up at some point and give him a key.
That's true. And it's not like it's the only movie to do that. There's a movie called Lone Survivor with Mark Wahlberg. It's about a group of soldiers going into a war zone. Like, well, I wonder what's going to happen there.
Yeah, they all survived. Yeah. Surprise twist. That's what should have happened right at the end, where everybody's like expecting, like, well, there's going to only be one.
Yeah.
And then credits roll, and then the after credits scene is just the director laughing in the camera.
I like to think every 20 minutes it'll like zoom in on someone and go, will they be the lone survivor?
Also, maybe they should just like at the end of the film, when they're all back in the military base, they're all fine, and then they just run into a guy who tells about his tragic story where he was the lone survivor in the group. And you go, oh. Okay, this is the last one of this bit. A twin seldom comes alone. This one I think is the trickiest.
A twin seldom comes alone.
Yep.
Okay, what's a good twin movie? Twins?
No, not twins.
But it is about twins, this movie.
Presumably.
That answer.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah. Okay. What? I'm starting to think of another twin movie now.
I reckon it'll be the next one you think of. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I don't know many twin movies, but
Yeah, but like twins is central to the premise.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it the Parent Trap?
It is.
Yeah.
It is the Parent Trap.
That was the second twin movie I thought of.
I knew that would be it.
I'm sure there are
you
listeners.
could have also said The Matrix Reloaded, I guess.
I would never say that, Nelson, and you know that about me. I'm sure there were listeners screaming at me just then.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do you reckon?
When I said, what's a second twin movie, surely people were screaming at me.
Yeah. I can't think of like another twin movie that.
I mean, I can, but none that would be like Mickey 17 or like, yeah, there are ones about, but like they're not going to be on a little trivia quiz on a podcast.
Yeah. That's a philosophical question. Is Mickey 17 a twin?
It was more of a clone.
Yeah. So you can't think of another one, can you? All right. Now, this next part.
Yeah.
I'm clutching at straws a little bit here.
Okay.
I will say that this is what his version was.
Okay.
And you're going to have to do the same, but, stretch a little.
Okay.
He was, you have to get a guess how many degrees of separation he was from a particular celebrity.
Okay.
And then say what those degrees of separation was.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've done the same thing.
How lenient with degrees are we? Met once, is that a degree?
No, so this is based on, so for him, he had done some, like a film,
okay.
It might have been like a really old film.
Yeah.
He's like, actually, if you connect this dude who was in a film with this guy and blah, blah, blah. So
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon is normally the game.
Yeah. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. And so like, let's say media related.
Yeah. Okay.
In a way, sharing the screen kind of in a way.
Yeah.
Again, we're stretching for me. So the celebrity is Tom Cruise.
And I need to work out how many degrees the McElroy's dad is.
No. To me.
To you.
Yeah.
Can I ask how many degrees away the McElroy dad was?
He didn't have Tom Cruise.
Okay.
He just had
Damn
Cyrus.
it.
I just thought of Tom Cruise because, I don't know. That's a fun one.
I was going to say that would have made things easier because either of us would be two more than that because we've each met a McElroy at some point.
I did not think about that.
Yeah,
See, that's actually a good one.
Okay, you to Tom Cruise.
But you could get to us through Travis McElroy as well.
Yes.
You'd have to go because I wasn't on that podcast. So it'd be me to you, then you to Travis.
Have only I met a McElroy?
Yeah, I haven't met one yet.
Oh. You know who I was thinking of? This is not related. You were on a podcast with the guy that hosts New Zealand Taskmaster.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, yeah, that's a McElroy.
Yeah.
That New Zealand man is a McElroy.
Yeah.
You to Tom Cruise. Were you ever on Neighbours?
Yes, can be.
Okay.
Wait, sorry. Before you continue,
Yeah.
I'm going to say I have a number. I thought about it quickly and I came up with a number.
Okay.
And I think if you equal or beat that,
Yeah.
then you win. But I actually know that you can get less than that number that I'm thinking of. So anyway,
Okay.
I kind of thought about it again. I gave myself extra time to think, and you can get it lower. But okay,
right.
so I was on Neighbours.
Yeah.
Or what's the number do you think straight up? Give me the number.
3.
Okay, yeah.
You're on Neighbours.
Yeah.
Early in his career, Russell Crowe was once on Neighbours.
Okay, yep.
And Russell Crowe is in The Mummy with Tom Cruise.
Okay, but that's actually only 2 degrees of separation.
Oh, yeah,
You
the
don't
third one doesn't
me.
count. Yeah.
So, and you know what? That is the, I think, perfect match. That's the closest you can get. I mean, because obviously I wasn't in something that Tom Cruise was also in.
Nor were you in Neighbours with Russell Crowe.
No. I did mine a little bit differently to start with.
Okay.
I said I was in Neighbours.
Yep.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
was in
That I
Neighbours.
almost went Margot Robbie.
Then I went to The Big Short, Brad
Yep.
Pitt,
Yep.
and then Interview with a Vampire.
Yep. Yep.
To Tom Cruise. But I was like, you know what? I wonder if there's another celebrity that was on Neighbours that is also been in a movie with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And so it took me a little while, and I eventually, Russell Crowe. So
Yeah.
So you could say me and Tom Cruise are
Pretty close.
If you think about it.
Yeah, and I often do.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. I think it's funny when there's something like that and you realize the degrees of separation game
Yeah, is nothing.
means nothing at all. But fun to think about. All right, now let's get into the Ask Me Anything.
You got the questions. We have the answers. So ask us anything at all.
This is the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want.
Just like Zimbo did. He said, "Gentlemen, I came up with a podnapping idea as I was about to start your episode this morning. This may be a little more appropriate for Nelson since he does the intro to each segment, but going by the time-honored tradition of finders, keepers, losers, weepers, either of you can take this. What if we podnap you? This would require a little pre-planning, which I know is not your forte, but perhaps you can have a listener dial in and try and do the intro to each segment and the outro for you, recorded ahead of time, I imagine. Leave it up to you if you would let them practice it a little bit or first, or if they have to do it from memory with no prompting."
Here's some context. Zimbo wrote this in a little while ago.
Yeah.
And actually, I realized that we were meant to read this email last week, I think.
sorry.
Whoops. Anyway.
AMA, since it's been a bit.
But sorry.
Yeah, sorry, go.
He said it required a little bit of planning, which is not your forte. Obviously, the last podnapping I didn't do it. Which really goes to show that pre-planning is not our forte because I had one here. I could have just done this.
Yeah.
But
No.
no. Anyway, I do really like the idea of
me
that.
too,
I
yeah.
think it'll be funny to say, I will try and do this.
Yeah. I agree because I think I can think of a few curveballs to throw at people as they try as well. So that's
Okay.
AMA, since it's been a bit, Zimbo continues. What are the grind settings you have on your espresso machine? I think I finally have mine dialed in, but I have a direct line to the coffee capital of the world. You can bloody say that again. I figure I may as well get a little inside information. Should we answer this before we go on to the next AMA, or do you want me to keep reading?
Okay. Yep, sure.
What's your grind setting, Nelson?
I've got it on a 4.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Zimbo. This is the problem, is that Ellen and I, when we first got the coffee machine, we were like really into trying to nail down exactly how we want, the coffee to come out, how like really particular about the consistency and whatnot and what that means, how much water is obviously coming out per shot. And obviously there's like standard metrics for that. But when it comes to grind, it actually depends on your coffee bean as well. It can change slightly. And what Ellen and I stupidly did is we subscribed to this. This seems like such a Melbourne thing. I don't know if it's like this in other places of the world, but we subscribed to this thing where you get a different coffee bean each month. Like they just send you can say how many kilos of coffee you want each month. And so that meant that we were meant to be changing our like grind setting each time we got a new bean. And it got to the point where we're like, all right, this is too annoying to work out. Because often like a good roaster will have instructions for you as to like how much it should grind and how much there's a couple of different settings now that I can't remember, but like very specific to what bean you're getting. So anyway, I think do as you please.
And I don't have one. More serious AMA, Zimbo continues. What advice would you give yourself from 10 years ago? This is personal growth stuff, not here are the winning lotto numbers or buy this stock. And since I know you guys love loopholes, the loophole is not having tons of money would be great personal growth for me. Regards, Zimbo.
But it would. I'm just
if we went back 10 years to 2015, I'll say, look, Canberra, I know you miss living with Nelson. And you probably think it's a good idea in a couple months' time to start a podcast. Don't.
That's a bad idea. Don't do that.
Yeah. Oh no, we're fading away, Nelson. We're fading away.
Oh no. What would I say to myself, personal growth wise? Well, I've said this, I think I've said this before, and I am happy to have, I guess, curbed this trend a little bit. The idea that, so I've recently got into program a little bit more. I'd say recently, maybe I reckon over the past 3 years, probably. And prior to that, I just thought it was something that was totally out of my reach. It's like practicing an instrument or something. You're like, man, I really wish I was good at guitar, but like I just struggle with it. Like sit down, you just can't get it, and you end up giving up on it. But obviously, your future self might say, "Hey, you know what? You should do that because." Maybe I've learned it now, but I'm 10 years less experienced or something like that. I feel like that's the advice I'd like to give myself surrounding, programming again. Like I wish I did have a few more years knowledge than I currently do. But and it would also potentially be an instrument too. I don't play any instruments at the moment, but just that if I could really convey that to my past self to say, it's worth putting in time for something. It is funny though, because like obviously life experience led me to just inherently learning programming through a niche sort of way. Like I wasn't seeking out to learn it. I just kind of casually learned through my job, I guess, and or like jobs and people that I spoke to. And then that kind of slowly broke down the barrier to entry of getting into like real programming. So it'd be difficult to tell my past self to like get into it. Like you can do this. You're not, incapable of it, because I won't have those little sort of steps along the way anymore. You still kind of have to just go into it from the start. So well, anyway.
Funnily enough, what you said, I would say hits on the same theme as I think the advice I would give, which is I feel like when you're young, there's this thing of like, you need to like make it and make it quick. And I think over the years I've learned that, you know what, things just take time. Like, for example, I joked about starting this podcast, but we started this podcast nearly 10 years ago. Yeah. Work in different jobs, whatever. Like, I make podcasts as my job now.
Yeah.
Like that has, and I would have loved that. I would have loved that 10 years ago if I knew that's what I would do. Yeah. But that took time. That took, you know, I've been doing it for 2 years now. So that took 8 years to do it and to learn and like when we started this show, the first episode dropped, we got what, single digit downloads maybe? Like, it was really low. And now we have people emailing us in from all over the world. People have sent us stuff. Like it's amazing that we have a little community. Yeah. Even if it's being invaded by horny teenagers on
That's the risk everybody runs when they start a podcast.
But that just grew. That just grew and grew and grew. And it never felt like a huge leap. It's just slowly, iteratively grown like that. Yeah. Yeah. Things just take time. And that's okay.
Yeah. Also that we would meet our partners. So I feel like I just don't worry about it. Yeah. Don't worry about doing anything. Yeah. You know, Ellen will look after you eventually. So you don't have to try.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you show a photo of Alan and go, what do you think of that?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah. That's coming.
It's coming. Definitely the butterfly effect of that would really ruin it. I would not be with Ellen at all. Because I'd meet her and be like, you're the one.
Yes. I heard about you. My
Come
future
let's get
self.
married. I know what's going to happen. Anyway. All right, we should end the episode there.
Yeah, please.
Thank you for writing in, Zimbo. If you would like to write into us, you can do so. readitpodcast, readitpodcast at gmail.com. Yep. You can also reach us at our subreddit or the Discord. The link is in the show notes. Yep. And rate us 5 stars because we deserve it,
Yeah.
not because it's like the standard.
Yeah.
You know?
And if your little rating system allows it, give us a heart.
Ah.
5
Give
stars
us
and a
a
heart,
heart.
if possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for listening, and we will read you later.
Good to know.